We're seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms here throughout the area, and they have the potential to be on the strong side, and they could produce some localized flash flooding, fire starts, gusty winds, and hail. The difference between today and a couple weeks ago is we have the jet stream to really help them to move along, and we don't have quite as much moisture. With that being said, still can rule out some brief heavy downpours, localized flash flooding, and some gusty winds too. And one storm that I'm watching here is near Sutcliffe, and it's just to the southwest of Pyramid Lake. You can see in the pink there that would be pretty high reflectivity, so either heavy rainfall or it could be some hail. Some pea-sized hail can't be ruled out. Put the lightning on, you can see a good amount of lightning over that cell too. And if we zoom out, you'll see there's quite a few showers and thunderstorms here throughout our area. Our radar is pretty much lit up. We also have some activity into central eastern Nevada too, with some, with some lightning being detected there. Further to the west and then down to the south here, we'll take a look at Lyon County and Douglas County there, right in the middle there of Lyon County. You can see a lot of lightning being detected there to the north of Yerington. Also, one cell has popped up just to the south of Yerington. And then pretty close to Fernley, seeing a couple showers and thunderstorms there. And then in the Reno area, it's pretty hit and miss. It's scattered with some pockets of heavier rainfall. Here, I'll put this into motion. These storms are moving. That's the difference between today and a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, they were pretty slow moving, and so they could produce a lot of rain. These ones are moving pretty fast. You can see them traveling up to the northeast. We have the jet stream with an area of low pressure, and the jet and it just carries it along. You think of a jet, that's what it's doing. So it's coming up out of the southwest, moving to the northeast. Again, more so concerned with that storm near Sutcliffe. A lot of lightning there. Let's take a look and see if we can get any hail out of this. If it's detecting that, you can see in pink, the radar showing possibility of some hail there. This here can also differentiate between hail and rain. And purple would be hail, and green would be more so rain. So the one near Sutcliffe, possibly some hail there. But for most of us, looks like it's mainly rain. I also can rule out some gusty winds too. Let's take a look at how much we've already received over the last few hours. Here, we'll have to pull that up. Let's take a look over the last 3 hours, and green would be higher rain amounts. And so some spots, let's see, to the northwest of Silver Springs, almost an inch there. Just to the west of Sutcliffe, about 3/4 of an inch. Southwest Reno, let's take a look there, 6/10. So some spots getting a good amount of rain. It really is a hit and miss. If we take a look up to the north, see how much rainfall it's showing here in North Valleys, about 1/4 of an inch there. So with any showers or thunderstorms that do develop, we could see anything from some hail, frequent lightning and fire starts, some rain, as well as some gusty winds. Anyone here in green has a possibility of seeing some thunderstorms today. In dark green, that is a marginal risk of severe storms, so that would mainly be northeastern Nevada. And the bright green, that would be your standard thunderstorms, run-of-the-mill garden variety. But we have this huge area of low pressure in place, and so that's providing us with a couple different things. It's providing us with the cool fall-like air, so it feels comfortable outside, but it also is keeping the air quite unsettled. And so we have that cooler air aloft. It allows the air to rise. Anywhere in green is either where we're seeing the thunderstorms, because when it rises, it condenses. This green showing more water vapor, and you can see we definitely have it. Not as much moisture as we had a couple weeks ago, but we still have a good amount. This here is the infrared satellite. Usually when we show this, we have it in the grayscale, and that shows you where the clouds are, but I changed the legend or the color scheme so it's easier to pick out. And in orange, that's where we would see the cloud cover as well. That's really easy to find, perhaps high above, some high level clouds from the thunderstorms and that sort of thing. You can see that here pretty close to the Utah border, also further to the north. So in orange, that's where we're seeing where it's really easy to distinguish. That's where we're seeing some clouds. It's more thin in nature when you're looking at the greens, but the orange, that's not as thin. Here's a look at our rain chances here. Again, they're going to reach their intensity by 3, 4, 5 o'clock, about a 60% chance here, and then overnight they're going to start to dwindle, and then we'll see more thunderstorms tomorrow, but we're not going to see as many of them. So here's a look at our future cast. Again, right now they're ongoing, and it's going to continue continue, at least for your drive home. Once we get into sunset here, that's when they'll slowly start to dissipate and weaken, and a lot of them will start to fizzle out. But Nye County, Lander County, Eureka County, Humboldt County could still be seeing a few showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Once we get into nighttime hours, notice how everything kind of shrinks, and most of us are dry overnight, but still can't rule out a stray shower or thunderstorm. And then Thursday in the morning, most of us will be dry, and then in the afternoon, more showers and thunderstorms start to develop. But notice there's not as many of them tomorrow, but they're still there. It's a 20% chance in the Truckee Meadows, and a little bit more favorable up to the north, and then in the Basin and Range. One other thing I wanted to show, this is kind of neat to look at, but this is at upper level low. And you can see this is at 300 millibars. So this is where we have the jet stream there. And it really just paints a picture of that low that's overhead and has dropped in. And so that's cooling us down. It also is allowing us to stay unsettled. One other thing I wanted to show is what we call CAPE. And so anything in blue would be some energy for thunderstorms. For us, it's usually fairly weak compared to the rest of the country. If you get in the reds, the purples, that's when you're talking about long track, strong tornadoes and that sort of thing. We typically don't see that here. So for us, I'm mainly just looking at this to see, hey, can we get some thunderstorms, or could they be a little bit stronger and give us some hail or some flash flooding? For us, so in the blue, that's fairly weak, but that is all kind of we usually need to get some thunderstorms going. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast here, and what it's showing is a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, 20% chance on Thursday, and then on Saturday we'll get a break, but more active weather on Sunday and Monday. Also notice these overnight lows out at the airport, 47 degrees Thursday morning, so a lot of us will be in the 40s, even up in the high Sierra. Can't rule out a few flurries today or tomorrow, and then next week still below average into the 70s. So the fall-like weather is at least here to stay for now. We can always have huge swings in our temperatures during the fall season, but for now, it looks to stay on the cooler side. Thank you so much for logging on, and have a great day.